What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. And this one I'm going to be continuing to show you how to make a Batum 2 in Minecraft. This is part 9, and in this one I'm bothered by the fact I said Batum 2, it didn't include the word chapter. We're going to be finishing off the sewers here, which would include this room, and also starting the next area. I can't show it because it's separate from the rest of the map, and I don't have the teleporter working at the moment. At least just because I didn't want to get teleported on my alt account while I was messing with things. Anyway, that's all. So with that being said, enjoy the tutorial, and I will catch you on the flip side. Alrighty, so we're gonna kind of do this in small segments, just because getting a million materials for the entire sewer wouldn't really make sense. Well, I don't even think we're gonna need more than 9 in total. So we're just gonna focus on the area to the right immediately. Like if you're entering here, just there's a pipe to the right, and I want to start with that. For it, you need the following. You need dark oak stairs, dark oak trapdoors, oak planks, oak slabs, black concrete, spruce trapdoors, and that's all for the pipe at least. We're also going to get our dark oak fences and dark oak fence gates, which we'll actually start with that. Yeah, sure, we can. So, there is this little room here, and literally straight across from it, you're going to have this light, and below either of the oak fences, you're going to have a dark oak fence gate below each, and also one more to the left. The center one you will open. Below that one, you'll have another fence gate. This one will not be opened. Right of that, a fence. Right of that, another fence gate that is opened again. And that says... I don't remember what it says, actually. I couldn't tell you. Some of them I remember, but this one is not apparently that important. To the right of this, if you kind of look down from this particular side, you're going to take the, I'll say the 5th oak stair on either side that is beyond this pillar, which would be this guy. And you'll place a dark oak stair pointed in kind of the same way as those oak stairs do, like so. What did I... X stairs? That's not right. You'll have a dark oak trapdoor between them on the floor, and also a dark oak trapdoor above either one that is open kind of outwards. You will want another trapdoor outside of that is opened against the previous one, like so. I'm also noticing you need oak trapdoors. It's a whole 2 of them, but you need them, so. Because inside of the inner more dark oak trapdoors here on the side, you're going to have to crouch and place kind of off the side an oak trapdoor open the same kind of way. Both above, oh lord, above and below those trapdoors, you're placing oak planks, specifically the oak trapdoors. Slabs between the bottom blocks and upside down slabs between the top ones. Or I guess just not plural, it'd be singular. You can then place an upside down dark oak stair off either top oak plank that'll point inward, and then you'll have a dark oak trapdoor kind of in the top center like so. Fill in whatever you need to from the backside here with black concrete. What that really means is behind either slab, behind either oak trapdoor, and then just in the very center. And that should give you this. I'm going to bring essentially each side block of this back with oak planks until you connect to the back wall, which is going to be just the whole thing, really. There's not a ton else to it other than just everything. So, yeah. Off of the sides, like the center side rows where you'll have this oak trapdoor and this black concrete, it's going to be annoying to place, but you want a row of spruce trapdoors against that kind of middle row of oak planks that is open against it. We would technically have one on the top as well, but because of this row of slabs ruining our day, we can't. But yeah, regardless, that is your pipe done. Not bad. You can already clear your inventory and get out just structure voids and oak signs here. And I'm going to do the funny thing where I control block pick one and I get the data of it, and obviously it would be a blank sign. So if you're heading down the pipe, the arch before the turn, you want to connect the strip jungle at eye level and also the row above with structure voids together like so, which will be a 3x2. Oak signs off each structure void that'll extend off the sides, not like that, so you are against the strip jungle, or I guess on it, like so. Oh, good, more dark oak stuff, so you can get rid of those 2 things. Make sure to stash your structure void somewhere safe, because, again, they're always nice to have. Get out dark oak fences. Dark oak fence gate. I believe we'll need a torch, but we might have already placed it. I'm gonna get it out anyway. Item frame and screw it. We'll just finish it here. Block of strip bamboo. Bamboo mosaic slab. I have everything open and that's throwing me off. There we go. And you're gonna need your infamous bendy banner. And that should be everything. To finish off the pipe, at least, we will have to do the rim, obviously, still, but that's not important. So on the corner here, the, like, outer edge, I guess, you're going to take this center row of stripped oak here, and you're going to place in front of either stripped oak wood, dark oak fences. In front of those dark oak fence gates that will connect into the fences, and the top one will be open. Coming off the left side of that same corner, you'll have a dark oak fence on the top with a fence gate off the side of that fence and also the stripped oak wood below it. And that leftmost fence gate you'll also open. Turning around the corner, we do not have it. It is the second kind of arch to the on the right side of it. So this would be the first here, just after the turn, and then the second one is here. Torch at eye level on the right. Next up, you're going to go until that doorway appears on the right side, and in line with the front half of it, you'll be in the center and just place an item frame on the coal. Someone lost their papers. Continuing along at the very end of this particular portion of it, you'll have a block of strip bamboo facing up in the back left with a bamboo mosaic slab on top. To the right of all of this, it wouldn't be at eye level this time, it'd be one more jungle up. You'll have a torch there. And then in the other portion of the pipe, along the kind of back here, you can, off of this particular stripped oak wood, the second one up, you'll place your bendy banner. And yet again, you can clear your inventory, making sure you do keep your bendy banner. Wow, I have the bendy banner. No, that's got to be switched. Not it actually has to, but I just feel like it makes more sense. And you can not go the wrong way, and you can get out the following now to start. Oak stairs. Stripped oak wood. Do we need any jungle in this room? I don't actually think so. No, we don't. That's nice for a change. Chiseled bookshelves, which should probably be next to your oak stairs, so I'm going to put them there. Block of coal. Composters. Oak fence. Black concrete. Ochre frog lights. And you will be needing your structure voids again, along with blackstone stairs. I would start by getting out the blackstone stairs, I think, and then we can use... yeah, no, that's fine, we'll do that. We can use whatever. So, looking from the outside, if you have these strip jungles here, you should... You can technically keep them, but I'm going to remove them. And I will start from this left side, and this coal you want to... It's the one outside of the jungle. You're going to extend to the left by 8. And you should be able to do the same from the opposite coal over here extended. I guess it'd be right, not left, by 8. You will then extend either end towards the back with... Hold on, give me a second to count this. 19 coal. And then you can connect together at that 19th block, which would give you a nice rectangle. You want to, at least for now, a couple of these will have to change, but we're going to place 3 rows of stripped oak wood on top of each kind of block of coal there. Obviously, make sure you don't block off the entrance to the room, because that would just not be a good idea. Hopefully everyone is having a good day or night. I am for the most part. I forgot what episode or part number we're on. I want to say it's 9, but... I recorded the big top statue after the last part, which should have been 8. And that for some reason threw me off. No, it's 8, because I remembered I recorded all 8 in 1 week. And I remember doing the math, being like, yeah, okay, I still recorded more videos than there were days in the week. Don't ask why that's my logic. It's better to be ahead than behind. Which, I was almost behind there. I had, like, maybe 3 videos stocked up at one point. As a minimum, which was... Not it. Especially since a couple months before that I had probably 60. I had a lot. What Spirit Halloween does to a man. Anyway, I'm almost there. Just 5 more minutes. Not actually. Did I just... No, I didn't. I could have sworn that would have placed wrong. But I'll take it. You should end up with this. Oh yeah, the beehives. I forgot about those somehow. So we'll deal with that later. We can get the rest of the important quote-unquote stuff done first, which is on the back wall, you want to leave 2 rows of stripped oak wood open on the left and the right, and then break the next 2, excluding the bottom row, which will kind of give you this. And then you'll just fill those gaps with oak stairs that face forward. Nice. Anything else? I don't... Well, actually, yeah, we can do... There's a little bit of coal on the wall, or ink, I guess. If you take the left set of stairs that we placed, you'll count to the right by 2 to this stripped oak, and you'll replace it with a coal. Another coal to the right, and then another one above that. On the opposite side, imagine doing the same thing, but you just neglected any block that exists, actually, because that isn't technically symmetrical regardless. If you, from the bottom stairs on the right side, leave a gap of 3 moving in, I want to say that was? Yes, and then on the 4th one, you'll replace it with a coal. What next? You can place 4 rows of block of coal coming in from the floor on each side. And then we can place our stairs, and we can place more stairs, and then we can do the rest of the floor. It's a lot of stairs. It's a lot of everything, actually. Yeah. It's going to be such an awkward ending position, because I'm going to basically explain the next part, and then be like, okay, so here's what you're going to need, and then bye, you know? Like, it's going to be the gist of it. Which is always exciting. Should end up with this. Around the perimeter, you want the oak stairs kind of just facing in. There's actually one thing I really only want to point out here. Against the stripped jungle here, instead of just placing them, you want them to curve in towards the jungle to almost act as if they were coming through from the sewer pipe itself. And that, you know, it would continue this way like that, except it doesn't because there's no wall there. Yeah, I guess that'd be correct. There's no wall there. Something like that. I don't know. But regardless, it should give you this. Cool. On the back wall, the kind of right angle of coal here, below the bottom right block, you replace this stair with a blackstone stair. In front of that, you want an upside down blackstone stair facing right, and we can actually make this now, although I'm going to wait a second because I want to mark the other one first. But left of it, you'll have an upside down oak, or right of it, sorry, you'll have an upside down oak stair facing left. That's where the left came from. Below the other singular block of coal, you will replace the stair with a blackstone stair along with the one to the left. In front of the right stair, you'll have an upside down oak stair facing right with right of it an upside down stair facing left. Extend each of the 4 upside down stairs up with 2 upside down oak stairs, each that face the same way as the previous ones. You'll probably need placeholders like I'm doing here, and then you'll just have to remove them. They do be like that sometimes. But yeah, these are shelves. Since we have the stairs, I figured it'd be nice to just place them now and not have to worry about them. Although we're probably still going to need stairs anyway. After we clear inventory, maybe. We'll see. I might kind of just throw those in randomly. That might be funny. You can, from this point, in the center of the floor where you have a large gap, you want to place a row of oak stairs at the left and the right side that'll face inward, like so. Bring the fronts and backs of those kind of in by 4, which they should face the way you would think, I guess. The same way that the other ones do, which is just away from all the coal that we have right now. And then you'll connect those end stairs together front to back with stairs that'll face away from the center, which, if none of that made sense, it'll give you these 2 rectangles. You can see the space across here is 3, and then the space front to back doesn't matter because it's just the full space. And anything left of the floor can be filled in with block of coal, including inside of these little guys. Yeah, I don't really know why they're like that. They're like outlined, but they don't exist. Does that make sense? Probably not. You should end up with this. That looks like a face. Oh, it looks so like a face. Well, it looks like the Twitch logo, actually. A little bit. It's a little different, but it gives me that vibe, at least. Next up, you can actually get rid of your block of coal along with your blackstone stairs and get out beehives. And there was definitely something else. There was 100% something else. Mud bricks, I guess. Sure. First off, from the back center, you want to break... For each of these center three, what will be these oak stairs, you'll just break 3 block of coal forward, and it's going to kind of be this 3x3 like, so you can see it diagonally connects to both those weird rectangles we just made. In that gap, you'll have beehives facing what should be left to right. And in the very center, I'll just smack a composter. We'll do something with that later, I think. Yeah, we can't do it yet now, unfortunately. Next thing you want to do is, there is a lot of symmetry involved here, so, yeah. From the strip jungle here on the, I guess, front wall, you want to place a stripped jungle outside of each kind of, it wouldn't be the top wall, it could be one lower, but it's just on top of the stripped oak, like so. Going out from that, you'll have beehives. I just want to make sure you can't see the notches from the inside of this room. It should be that way for me. And then you'll include the corner with that. Going behind the corner on both sides, you'll have 5 beehives and then another frog light. I think I can just line it up like that, yeah. And then you will have 6 beehives. Ochre frog light, and then the rest of the row would just be beehives, which should be 6 again to, again, reach you to that corner. It is evenly spaced. And then along the back, you have one particular ochre froglet in the dead center. And you can find that by just finding it. I don't really know. It should be right there. You can trace forward and see where you're lined up there. You can look down and see that you're in line with the composter. You can look at the shelves. You can look at a lot of things. Take your pick. Off of each one of those froglets, you'll place an oak fence. And then I think we should be able to get rid of the ochre froglets, right? I don't think there's any more. There's a lantern that's hiding. I'm going to forget that, definitely. Get rid of the ochre froglets and get out structure voids. And smack one on either side of each fence. Just like so. Which would not include moving in, by the way. Just kind of like along the walls. And it'll make them cover the froglets better. Except for from an angle. If you don't like that, you can just use trapdoors or... What other options? Item frame would work, I think. But you can stash away your structure voids again and get out an oak pressure plate, which we're going to need for all of 3 seconds. Because you just want to smack one on the composter here. So close. Like so. And then you can get rid of that and... I think we'll leave it blank for now. Yeah, that's fine. Actually, no, get out oak planks. And in, is it all 4 corners or just either front corner? Just either front corner, you're placing kind of up diagonally in from the beehives and oak plank. Now, to reiterate from last part, basically, you're just doing alternating chiseled bookshelves that should face out like this, and upside down oak stairs that'll face inwards. The reason that I placed the full row of bookshelves first is because it's easier to place all of them and then just break the stairs, since you don't have to then flip-flop directions. You could also do it the other way, where you place all the stairs first and then do bookshelves after, but either one works. And you'll also do the same thing going back from that oak plank. And the backmost block, which is this guy, should end up being a chiseled bookshelf, that corner. Alright, that's awesome. And I'm actually going to prove a point, do the stairs here first, and then break all the bookshelves in. Again, technically I think it would be easier to do bookshelves first, but it doesn't make a difference a ton. It's really just trying to place off of 3/4 of a block's hitbox versus 1. Anyway, connecting the back 2 chiseled bookshelves together, same thing. You'll start with the upside down oak stairs facing in, then new chiseled bookshelves, etc., etc. The center block should be a chiseled bookshelf on the back and an oak stair on the front. Cool. You guys ready for a fun time? Because I'm not. You want to place up diagonally in from that a ceiling of composters that is only 3 rows around for right now. 3 rows coming in off each side, which should end up giving you a corner here, basically. That's not really important, but I'll just show you what I mean. I did just explain what I mean, but I'll also show. Does that make sense? I don't know. It's like a 50-50 chance that anything I say makes sense. Are you willing to take that risk? I guess I am, actually. If I keep talking, I'm willing to take that risk, by logic. So close. I hate the way composters plays. Actually, just awful. Like, please work in my favor. You should end up with this. Here's the fun part. You know where you got those funny lines with the oak stairs in the floor? Yeah, you can copy those on the ceiling with stripped oak wood, just facing sideways. The corners can be whatever, just make sure that all 4 of them are the same, whether they face left to right or front to back. I like front to back better. It don't really matter, though. And then we'll wait to fill in the center, because it's not all composters this time. Although, fill in the center of these stripped oak wood things with oak fence. And then a block above the oak fence, you'll place black concrete over top. Which should... give you this. Cool. In the center... well, okay. That's awesome. Bring the... the, like, inner stripped oak wood rows just all the way back. You're gonna have to break through the composters for this, but bring them all the way back until they're on top of the respective chiseled bookshelves on either side. And then connect them with sideways ones over top of the row here with the center 3. Break the composters in the center of this kind of new area, and basically in line with where the other kind of stripped oak thingies go across, you will place a sideways row there, which will give you this 3x3 space at the back. A block above this, you'll fill it in with black concrete. And then in front of that row of stripped oak wood, you'll place 2 rows of composters, a row of sideways stripped oak wood, 2 rows of mud bricks, sideways stripped oak wood, and then the rest of the ceiling should be composters. I want to make sure... yes, okay, cool. Like so. Before we call that done and done, though, we're going to place this now because there's no point in waiting. In the center, 1 row back at the composters, we'll just break the center 3 and place another row of stripped oak wood going across like so. It should be, again, in line with the center because a pipe will connect into this. The same way that we did, I guess not here, but... earlier with the sewer and I guess the last part. And yeah. Just to kind of do whatever we can here, you want to... you've got the same thing actually in each of these kind of rectangles. So we're going to start just by doing both. You'll take the front center block of coal and extend it up with 2 stripped oak wood. You will, with the back center, do the same thing but with beehives that face outwards. Or backwards, I guess. Place oak planks off the sides of the beehive specifically. And then the beehive and oak planks can be brought up with more oak planks. I will then take those oak planks and extend forward by 4 rows. You don't have to fill in the front center if you don't want. I'm gonna for fun. That's the only reason. Because you can't see it. The way I do tutorials sometimes, I like think of these as separate, almost objects. You do need to fill in the ceiling or like the top of it though. I guess it's not the ceiling. Each corner oak plank you'll bring forward with 2 stairs. Now, the bottom right will be upside down stairs facing right. Bottom left, upside down stairs facing left. Essentially, you're just kind of placing 4 to almost create a circle because in between each of those stairs, you're going to place oak planks, which will give you that kind of cylinder shape. And I'm going to place the planks real quick, and then I'll place the stairs. And you can kind of see what I mean. You give you this cylinder, circle, whatever. Technically, cylinder isn't wrong. It just sounds weird to say to me, and I don't know why. Can we finally do it? Yeah, we can finally clear our inventory. And get out the following. Triple wire hook. Oak trapdoor. Oak button. Dark oak signs. Dark oak fences. Dark oak fence gates. Piglin head. And I do believe that is everything for now. We'll need more. Oh no, I guess we'll get out the blackstone and sandstone walls. We do have the pipe in the ceiling still to do after this, but I don't want to make that commitment. Off either top stripped oak wood of these things we've been working on, you'll place tripwire hooks. On the backs of them, you will place a oak button on the top beehive, and down diagonally right from it if you're... Well, actually, okay, so this could potentially be a mistake on my part, but on the guy, if you're looking forward, the guy on the right, you'll have an oak trapdoor just right of the button open against that plank. And on the other one, it's down diagonally right. I very well might have just misclicked that. I probably did, but... Oh well. Directing your attention back to the very front, you're going to take the left guy here, specifically, and on this front right stair, you'll have a piglin head kind of facing back diagonally like so. Then you can head to the 3x3 of beehives at the kind of back center, and in front of this front right beehive, you'll have an oak button on the floor. This will be the guy's hat. Sorry I had to do that. Nice hat, though. Or whatever he says. On the back wall, directly below the oak fence, you're going to have two dark oak fence gates that are opened, just going down. Left of either one, you'll have more fence gates that are not opened. And then right of the top one, you'll have a fence gate that is opened, actually, again. And right of the bottom one, you'll just have a fence. On each of the four corners of beehives, you want to just continually place dark oak signs facing straight forward on top of each other until you reach the tippy top. This is so annoying, so I'm control block picking, and then I can just place them a whole lot easier. But yeah, these are like chains. And then I'll give you a second as I remember what was next. Oh, yeah. But if you do need a second, you can also pause. Okay. On the front wall, the top row stripped oak wood, you'll leave a gap of 2 from either side, and on the third stripped oak, place a black stone wall. Going out a sandstone wall, and then another black stone. Clear your inventory and get out the following now. Blackstone slabs, birch slabs, blackstone stairs, sandstone stairs. You can use birch because we have the birch slabs, but I'll explain why I didn't. I've got, I think, 2 reasons. Birch trap doors and lanterns, and I think that will finish off our build. Cool. This blackstone slab kind of coming from the actual pipe itself. You're going to extend this back with an additional, what should be 2 upside down blackstone slabs, a birch, 3 blackstone, then I'll go back diagonally left 1, left, then left with an upside down blackstone stair facing right into that row, and then left of that a sandstone stair facing left. I didn't want the birch and oak textures to be the same, which is the color difference, so that's probably why I use sandstone, and also, I guess these birch actually have something going on connecting into the ceiling, while the sandstone is just to connect there. But anyway. You want to do the same setup of stairs on the back of this same machine, so on the backmost block, a sandstone stair facing left, right of it, an upside down blackstone stair, right of that, 2 upside down slabs, forward diagonally right, forward with a birch, blackstone, forward diagonally right again, right, then right with an upside down blackstone stair facing left, and then right of that a sandstone stair facing right. Same thing as per usual, you'll have the 2 birch trap doors kind of on either side of the birch slab that are open diagonally against it to connect these into the ceiling. The 1 row of stripped oak wood we didn't actually touch, which is this row right here. You want to place a birch trap door open against either side stripped oak wood, inwards like so. Between them you can have a lantern off the ceiling, and then if you just place a birch trap door off the underside of that lantern, it should give you this. And according to my calculations, that's this room done. Cool. That was not too bad, actually. Now for the fun part. The transition into the next area of the chapter. You can do this however you want. However, here was what I did originally. I will explain what I did versus what I recommend, because I'm probably going to end up changing this before this map, I guess, gets updated, because I didn't really like the way this worked. So in the same room, if you head all the way out and whatever, and through this oak door, I just had it to where if you walk into this pump control lever, it would teleport you. Basically, what that would do is I would have a command block behind here, and it would be repeat. Oh my god, sorry. Always active, and in the command to be test for at p in brackets r equals maybe 3, like that, and then it would be coming off of it a comparator, and then another command block that would be tp at p, and then whatever the coordinate will be. What I'm going to do instead is I'm going to, on the floor below this, place a jungle pressure plate. That is brilliant. There we go. Like so. And then just, if I break through the floor, I'll have a command block under it. That'll just be TP at P, and then wherever the coordinate will be. I would find a particular spot you want to go, and I'm going to just go over top of this guy right here. Just like a few blocks up. Make sure you're at least separate enough to where you're not going to hit anything like that. I might actually go a little bit more over just for fun. And then I want to be pointing that way, and I will explain that in a sec. So I'm going to stand on this block, and I'm going to copy this coordinate, which I'll just do like that, although you can just literally note it down in your head. And if I head over to this command block, I can just paste it in. I will remove the decimal points. It doesn't matter necessarily if you do. It just makes it more centered in the block if you do. And then you want one more number, which is going to be an interval of 90 between 0 and 360. So I'll just start with 90, and if it works, it works. And as you can see, I'm facing that way, which is what I wanted. It doesn't have to be exactly that way again, but that's what I'm going with here. So, yeah. The good news that you can actually get from this is, regardless of your direction or anything, you won't need to go lower than another block down. And I'm also going to mark with oak wood real quick, just that this is my back wall, because I want to make sure that I didn't just, like, leave a hole over here or anything. I did. That's really awesome. Actually, I'm going to go back in and just show you again. Boink. The reason I don't use the lever specifically is because if you flick the lever... Allow me to explain with a redstone lamp, actually. If you flick the lever on, it'll trigger and teleport you. But the lever will still be on, and so will the command block. So when you flip it again, it won't trigger again. You would have to flip it twice, and then it would trigger again like that. So that's just why I don't do it like that, but it is entirely up to you and how you do it. You know, it is what it is. What I'm going to do, though, real quick, is you can also switch the lever with a button. That's also an option. But, yeah. So... starting from this particular block, you can clear your inventory if you haven't already and get out the following. Oak logs, stripped oak logs, stripped jungle wood, oak planks, chiseled bookshelves, stripped oak wood, oak slabs, oak door, and we'll leave it at that for now. So the block that you spawned on, you want to replace with an oak log facing upward. Make sure it is the exact same block, and that's the only block that we'll need right now. Well, not actually. Because behind it, you'd want an oak plank with 4 stripped jungle wood on top. That's not the wall, that's just a random pillar. From the oak log that you would spawn on, I'm going to place a block below it, and I'll extend that block left and right by 1, along with just kind of out by 2 rows into the oblivion. So I have a 3x3. On the middle of each side, basically, I'm placing more oak logs facing up, which will give you this kind of circle shape. And then on the remaining 5 blocks, I'll place stripped oak logs, and congratulations, you just won the tic-tac-toe. I don't know. That was where my brain immediately went when I saw that. I just want to get that out of the way. I'm also going to place a ring of oak planks around this to show that this is the floor level. I'm not really worried about it yet, but I just feel like that's going to be nice to just have a little bit of reference. Because we're not going to do a ton of progress before moving on, unfortunately, to the next part. So, yeah. From the strip jungle pillar behind it on the floor, you're gonna, or in the floor, I guess, you're gonna place an oak plank. Up diagonally back another oak plank, which you will extend. If you're looking, again, kind of forward towards the pillar, you'll place one to the right and two to the left. Continuing left, I'll place a strip jungle wood facing up. 3 chiseled bookshelves. That was not chiseled bookshelves. Strip jungle wood. All these will be facing up, just as preference. Chiseled bookshelf. Strip jungle wood. Then I'll move forward with 2 chiseled bookshelves that I have facing into each other. An oak plank in front of that in the floor with an oak door on it. There is a room in here that has been made. I didn't make it, but I will probably show you how to make it regardless. Chiseled bookshelf in front of that. Strip jungle wood. I'll explain that next part, though, or whenever we get to it. Then in front of that, 2 chiseled bookshelves. Oak slab. I guess it's technically backwards, not forwards. My bad, but you get the point. Chiseled bookshelf. Stripped jungle wood. Chiseled bookshelf. Stripped jungle wood. 2 chiseled bookshelves. Stripped jungle wood. Then I'll go kind of diagonally out with an oak plank. Back, or whatever direction you're calling this, by 3. Then diagonally in with a strip jungle wood. Then across the front, which would be right if you're looking from the starting point here, with 2 chiseled bookshelves. Strip jungle wood. Chiseled bookshelf. Oak slab. Stripped jungle wood. Then I'll place across from that 4 strip jungle wood in the floor that are sideways. Beyond that, another strip jungle wood that is just facing up, not in the floor. Then 4 chiseled bookshelves. Strip jungle. I will then extend forward or just back towards kind of the start with a singular chiseled bookshelf. Strip jungle. 2 chiseled bookshelves. Stripped jungle. I'll then extend what would be right with 4 oak planks. Strip jungle. Then back, or I guess forward, with 4 oak planks. So again, still towards the beginning, kind of. Strip jungle. Should face up. Not like that one, though. That one is not. Okay. There we go. 2 chiseled bookshelves. Oak slab. Chiseled bookshelf. Stripped jungle wood. 4 or 3? 3 oak. Actually, no, we'll go 4 oak planks anyway. Too bad. Then right, so I guess left. So towards that pillar with, what is it? 4 oak planks, I guess, for now. And then a chiseled bookshelf that should face into that kind of oak plank row. Sorry, that took me a minute to figure out. I will extend that forward or back. No, it'd be back with 3 chiseled bookshelves that should all kind of face towards each other. And then a strip jungle wood on the end there. This wall kind of sticks out in the middle. You'll see why. This will make sense later, don't worry. And then from this row on the other side, you'll also have a strip jungle. Connecting back towards the beginning, you'll have a chiseled bookshelf. Oak plank in the floor with an oak door on top. That should kind of be on the back half of that block. 2 chiseled bookshelves, and finally another strip jungle wood facing up. That is this room. Now, just to get something, we can fill in the floor with oak planks just a block below all the walls, or in line with those little parts that are lower than the walls. And I think we'll bring up the... yeah, we can bring up the walls. That's maybe fine. And then I'll just end it there, because it feels like a good end point. Hopefully that wasn't too weird to follow. Definitely a little strange, but it's the way she goes, I guess. So there are some weird things going on with the ceiling in this room, so we're just going to bring up the walls to the normal height, and as we build up the room and stuff, we'll deal with the ceiling closer to the end. At least that's my active plan. Obviously that could potentially change within 5 minutes, but not that we're getting that far anyway. Because I could technically tell you what blocks you need to bring up further, I just don't really feel like doing all that yet. Maybe we'll start next part with the ceiling, though. Who knows? You should end up with this. Now, same thing as per usual here. You can actually get rid of your oak door along with, I guess, both the oak and stripped oak logs. And get out oak stairs, barriers, oak signs, and black concrete. Because I want to do the holes in the wall as well as we do this. So strip jungle and oak planks are brought up by 3. That's nothing crazy. Chiseled bookshelves are brought up with 3 stripped oak wood. And then where you have these oak slabs, you want to, again, if you should hopefully have it, but if you don't, up diagonally left of that, an upside down oak stair facing right. Up diagonally right from that stair, an upside down oak stair facing left. Rest of the panel would just be filled in with stripped oak wood. But you'll have a barrier kind of in the center of this. You'll want an oak sign off either stair. Also on the barrier and also on the block to the right of the barrier. If that block is not a stripped jungle. If it's a stripped jungle, do not place a sign there. There should only be one instance like that in this room, and it is that one right there. And then you can just come behind this and fill in with black concrete, like so. And yeah, also don't forget to fill over the doors with stripped oak wood. And if you want the door against the back wall, which is going to be this guy right here, you can just cover up with oak planks from behind, like so. And yeah, if you don't want to stay for the end, that is all that I am instructing, so you can skedaddle. Is this wall? Yeah, no, that I guess it is supposed to be like that, right? I want to confirm. Yeah. There are some unfortunate areas you'll find that just don't line up the way that we would like them to, but it is what it is. Sometimes we gotta just live with it. You'll find, especially in a game like this, where tiles and things are so tightly together, it's gonna be a lot harder to have everything perfect. Even, like, in PPT3 right now, I was having issues in Home Sweet Home with certain walls and things, because it was stupid of me to do it this way, but I did one side as double layered with the walls, because I thought all the walls were different colors, which turned out being good for me, because I could texture the walls a lot more if I did that. But I ended up not doing that for the second half, which just ended up screwing me up, because now I've got like a bunch of walls and things that I had to end up double layering anyway, just to fit what I needed, or to, not to fit what I needed, rather to have the areas work properly, but with the texturing. But I ended up just not having like the appropriate amount of spacing. I don't know, it was weird. Nothing seemed to work properly after I made that change. But anyway, once you've done that, ladies and gentlemen, that is part 9 of Badham Chapter 2 complete. Next part, we're hopefully just going to finish this room along with the little room to the side. Again, I'll explain that when we get to that room, because I didn't make it, and it is a room that you can't access, but you can see, I think. It might be an out-of-bounds thing, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, thank you guys for watching the video. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Also, after this, it's just the ink demon chase and we're done. Like, this was really shorter than I would expect. I know we're not done, but we're pretty much there. But with that being said, have a fantastic rest of your day or night, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.